The iPad is a super versatile, crazy powerful device that can actually replace your laptop. And with the latest iPadOS, there is so much you can do with it. From launching quick notes with just a swipe to multitasking like a pro with split view, and there is a ton of packed features in iPadOS that most people don't realize. These are some of the best iPad tips and tricks you should know. So let's get started. Imagine you're watching an informative video or reading an article and you want to quickly jot down notes or keep track of links. Just swipe from the bottom right corner like this to access Apple Quick Notes. If you're using an Apple Pencil, just swipe the same way like this to open Quick Notes. It's that easy. You can now take points, add notes, even scribble handwritten notes. Do you see this option here that says Add Link? You can just tap on it to add the link to the page that you're currently in. So cool, right? To enable Quick Note, go to Settings, select Apple Pencil. Now under Pencil Gesture, you can select an action based on your liking and use it for both bottom left corner swipe and bottom right corner swipe. So I'll set the action for the bottom right corner swipe for accessing Quick Note and bottom left corner swipe to take a screenshot. And that is our tip number 2. Once you set the action, when I swipe from the bottom left corner like this, it takes a screenshot immediately for me. You now have the option on the top to take a screenshot of just the screen or full page. Full page screenshots are especially helpful when taking a screenshot of a long web page on Safari. On the top right corner, you have the option to select just the text and you will see the option to copy all and you can paste it on a different app. You have the option to use the markup and you can play along here. Then there is delete option and then share option so you can directly share the screenshot to someone. On the top left corner, you have the option to reduce the opacity too. Hit done and you can choose where you want the screenshot to go. I take a lot of screenshots for work and it's so easy for me to quickly do it using this quick gesture. Speaking of multitasking, the next tip will come in handy every time you want to juggle between apps. If you want your iPad to feel more like a desktop, Stage Manager is the feature that you need. It lets you run apps in resizable, overlapping windows so you're not stuck flipping full screen apps back and forth. You can even group multiple apps together for different workflows. For example, group Safari, Notes, Files for research, or Messages, Photos for quick sharing. Switching between these groups is smooth and feels organized. To enable it, swipe down to Control Center, tap the Stage Manager icon, and you're good to go. Once it's on, just drag apps from the dock to create groups or resize them like on a Mac. It's hands down one of the best multitasking tools on iPad if you like working smarter, not harder. If you do a lot of multitasking, you will love this feature. Open an app. Do you see these 3 dots on the top? Click on it and you will get the option to split view or slide over. Select split view and the app moves to one side and you can open another app. Now you can work on both the apps side by side. If you click on the 3 dots again and select slide over, the app transforms into a floating tab like this and the other app opens up fully. This is great for quick tasks like replying to a message, checking a note, or using a calculator without fully switching away from what you're doing. Okay, the next feature is for someone who uses multiple Apple devices. Universal Clipboard. If you use multiple Apple devices for work or personal use, you can just copy text, images, photos, or even files on your iPhone or Mac and seamlessly paste it on iPad. You can do the other way around too. This is an inbuilt feature. All you need to do is make sure both the devices are signed in using the Apple ID and on the same Wi-Fi network. This is one of my favorite features of Apple devices. You don't always have to airdrop files or images anymore. What I really like about the larger screen on iPad is that I can pin useful widgets or aesthetic widgets on home screen. Long press on the home screen, edit, add a widget. Now you can choose the widgets you want to add, select how you want this widget to show up on the home screen, and then tap add. One of my favorite is to add photos as a widget, and now you can select the album. Now you can choose the album you want it to display on your home screen. And this looks amazing, right? While we are here, have you ever noticed that when you long press on any app, you see these multiple options here to take action? You would notice that for each app, this action list is customized to the particular app. You get the option to directly mark your location or send current location even before you open the Apple Maps app or Google Maps app. Similarly, when I long press on Home app, there's an option with my preset home ambience, which I can access before even I open the app. If you've got apps that you want to keep it private, like banking, notes, or anything personal, iPadOS lets you log them with Face ID or Passkey. Just long press on any app, you will see the option Require Face ID, click on it, and you will now have to use Face ID to open this app. I use this for my banking app and some of my personal apps. If you want to completely hide it from the app library, instead of selecting Require Face ID, select Hide and Require Face ID. This will hide the apps in a hidden section which will require Face ID to open it. It's really helpful. This one feels so natural once you start using it. You can literally drag texts, photos, files, or links from one app and drop them into another. Just tap and hold the item, use another finger to swipe and switch apps, and release it wherever you want to. No need to copy paste or share the long way. It's one of those features that saves a ton of time, especially when you're working on projects, organizing files, or moving around things. Open Control Center, you must already know about adding multiple controls and grouping them and having multiple pages, resizing the controls based on your preference, etc. Now, with the iPadOS 18, you have the option to add more controls. Long press anywhere on the Control Center, add control, scroll down, you will see two sections here, Ambient Music and Apple Intelligence and Siri section. Under Ambient Music, you have 4 different modes like sleep, chill, productivity, and well-being. You can add the relevant one and play it from the Control Center. To get the Apple Intelligence, you need an M-Series chip iPad. The Apple Intelligence section has a control to invoke Siri from Control Center and a control to type to Siri. I always use this control to set an alarm at night so I don't wake everyone up. There are even more controls that you can choose from. When you scroll down, you can check it out and add as per your preference. There are a couple of keyboard shortcuts you must know, like when you are typing, you can pinch to shrink the size of the keyboard and drag it where you feel it's comfortable to type and start typing. When you're using the full keyboard, try swiping down on a key. It reveals quick access shortcuts for numbers and special characters without switching layouts. When you're reading a note or typing a long message, long press and hold on the keyboard. Now you have a trackpad to move around like this. You can use another finger to touch, drag on this trackpad like this to select text too. I really love these keyboard features. Your iPad isn't just a tablet. You can turn it into a fully functional second display for your Mac using Sidecar. It wirelessly extends your Mac screen so you get the extra space for multitasking, editing, or even using your Apple Pencil as a precision input tool. No cables needed. Seamlessly, you get an extra screen real estate on the go. To start using it, ensure both devices have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled and also are signed in with the same Apple ID. And also are within Bluetooth range. On your Mac, go to System Settings, Displays, click Add Display menu and select your iPad. You can also use the Control Center to set up Sidecar. Your iPad can actually recognize text directly from photos. It's called live text. Just open any image with text, long press on that word, and now you can copy, look up, translate, or even call numbers right from the photo. No need to type anything out manually. You can also search with a text in the Photos app to look up for photos that contains the same word. It's one of those features that saves ton of time, especially for copying notes, addresses, or links from screenshots and documents. No need to open Safari or a calculator when you want to convert currency. Just swipe down on your home screen to open Spotlight Search, type the amount and currency like 100 USD to INR, and the conversion pops up instantly. It works for currencies, units, and measurements too. Super handy when you're traveling, shopping online, or just need a quick check. If you work with PDFs, your iPad makes it super easy to mark them up. No third-party apps needed. Just open any PDF in the Files app or Apple Books, tap the markup icon, the little pen tip, and then you can highlight text, write notes, draw shapes, or even sign documents directly on the page. It's especially smooth with Apple Pencil, but even with just your finger, it's a quick way to review and annotate without printing a single page. With iPadOS, now you can add widgets directly to your lock screen and make it look aesthetic like this, or this, or this. So your most used information is always just a glance away. No need to even unlock. You can pin things like your calendar, reminders, weathers, battery status, or even third-party app widgets. To set it up, just long press on the lock screen, tap Customize, and choose Add Widgets on the left side. Click on it. Now select the ones you want, drag and drop it, and boom, your lock screen becomes way more useful. It's a small tweak, but it saves time and makes your iPad feel more personal and functional. You can also make some tweaks to make it look nicer. Here at the bottom right corner, click on the three dots and check the depth effect. Now you can see the time hiding behind the subject. You can also click on the time and date to customize it even further. Speaking of making the iPad personalized and all yours, the final tip will add it to it and complete the personalization. Your iPad isn't just about apps, it's about making it yours. With iPadOS, you can rearrange app icons anywhere on the home screen, not just locked to a grid. You can also adjust the icon size on your home screen, long press anywhere, tap Edit, then Customize. Here you have multiple options to make the app icons look bigger or smaller. Once you select large, you might notice that the name of the app is hidden. I like to keep it at large to make the home screen look neat and minimalistic. You can also tweak the type of look like light, dark, but when you select automatic, the icon color changes from light to dark depending on the time. Like in the morning it's light and at night it's dark. You can choose the tint here and select shades to add some punch to it like this. It's simple but makes your home screen feel way more personal. Okay, there you have it. There are a lot more iPad tips and tricks with each app, but I have curated these 16 tips that I like in this video. Let me know what you think. Which was your favorite? And as always, share the ones I missed in this video in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. This is Anjana. Bye-bye.